We appreciate you coming down here this morning. We've got some fun stuff to share with you. I think everybody knows today's about notebooks, and we've got some exciting new notebooks that we want to tell you the story about how we created these things and what they are and why we're so excited about them. Before we get going on notebooks, though, I want to really zoom out and kind of cover the state of the Mac, where we're at with momentum and results. So I've asked Tim Cook, our Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, to take us through the state of the Mac. Tim?
Thank you, Steve. Good morning. This is the Macintosh product lineup today. Very clean, very focused, and very successful. In fact, in our last reported quarter, we sold 2.5 million Macs, and this set a new company record. And this didn't just start in the last quarter. In fact, in several quarters in a row, we've been growing at 2 to 3 times the market rate of growth. You may wonder why that's the case, and I'd like to take you through why we think it's the case. First and foremost, better computers. The Macintosh is far superior to anything else on the market, and we have computers like the iMac, the all-in-one design that Apple pioneered, and products like the MacBook Air, the ultra-thin, ultra-portable that we announced earlier this year and really reset the whole category of thin and light. And with those better computers comes better software. Software like Leopard. I think virtually everyone agrees that Leopard is far ahead of Vista. And software like iLife, the best digital lifestyle suite on the market that allows you to enjoy photos and create movies and make music and make websites all in an integrated fashion. And products like iWork, the absolute best productivity package on the market. Number 3, compatibility. When many people looked at the Mac in the past, they were concerned about switching because they were afraid the Mac wouldn't fit in a Windows environment. We fixed that by including Boot Camp on every single Macintosh we ship, which enables Windows to run natively on the Mac. Now, we also work with third parties on products like Fusion and Parallels, which allows the Mac OS and Windows to run side by side for that person who wants to run the occasional Windows program. Now, when I look at this, frankly, it sends a shiver up my spine. But the fact is it's working. It's removing the fear just like an insurance policy does, whether you use it or not. In fact, if you look at Walt Mossberg of the Wall Street Journal's observation, I think this is very insightful. In 16 years of reviews, I've never had anything like the amount of email I'm getting from lifelong Windows users who are thinking about switching. So compatibility. The next up is something we didn't do, Vista. Now, you may wonder, why is Vista on the list? Well, I think it's fair to say that Vista hasn't lived up to everything that Microsoft hoped it would. And consequently, it's opened doors for a lot of people to consider switching to the Mac. And this has given us an opportunity, and Apple has been the beneficiary of this. Maybe Peter Burrows of Business Week summed it up best when he said, Vista looks like it could turn out to be one of the greatest missteps in technology history. So Vista. Now, with great products and a compatibility message, you have to follow that up with great marketing. And the Mac PC ad has really struck a chord with so many switchers. You know, they tell a story and people listen. And I'd like to play one of these for you now.
Hello, I'm a Mac.
And I'm a PC.
What is this?
Well, you know, Vista's something of a hassle, but switching computers is an even bigger hassle. So even though you might have a better operating system, I'm not worried about losing any of my subjects to you. I'm still the king.
Well, actually, all your subjects have to do is bring their PC into an Apple store when they get a new Mac, and then Mac Genius will just transfer their files over for free.
Really?
Yeah, it makes switching kind of easy.
I banish you. You are banished.
Isn't it great? Number 6, retail stores. We began our journey in the retail stores just over 7 years ago. And today we have almost 250 stores in 8 countries. And they greet 400,000 visitors each day. And most importantly, still 50% of the Macintoshes they sell are to people who are new to the Mac, making the people underneath the Macintosh tent get larger and larger. We opened several stores over the summer. I'd like to show you a photo of a couple of these. This is our new store, our first store in Australia. It's in Sydney. It's phenomenal. And this is our first entry into China, in Beijing, that opened right before the Olympics. Now, both of these stores have gotten off to a great start. And so these are the 6 reasons that we would attribute to Macintosh's momentum: better computers and software, compatibility, Vista, marketing, and retail stores. There are clearly others that people could list, but we believe these are the primary reason for the momentum of the Macintosh. Now, as I said in the beginning, this just didn't begin. In fact, if you look at the history, what you would see is the Mac has outgrown the market for the last 14 of 15 quarters. That's almost 4 years. It's phenomenal. And you can look at the slope of that curve. There's been some key milestones along the way, like our transition to Intel. It was the sole quarter we went below the line where we had more demand than we had supply. And then there was the Vista announcement and Leopard, which really accelerated our sales. Now, since we're growing faster than the market, obviously the unit share that's coming out of that is growing. And I'm very pleased to show you that in U.S. retail, we've gone from a single-digit number just a few years ago to now the Macintosh represents 18% of unit sales in U.S. retail. And what's more impressive than this is if you look at revenue share, because we focus on fully featured systems and we don't compromise on quality, our revenue share is over 31%. That means that 1 out of every $3 that's spent on computers in U.S. retail is spent on the Macintosh. What a difference a few years makes. Now, this isn't just happening in retail. If you look in education, we've surpassed Dell to become the top supplier of notebooks for all of education with a stunning 39% unit share. And if you drill down a little further and look at our progress at a major university, and this is a major university that you would recognize, look at what's occurred. It's breathtaking, moving from 15% all the way to almost 50%. It's fabulous. Now, for those of you that are not as close to the universities, and many universities now require a computer when a college student comes on campus. And that university selects among a group of computers and places them on a list, and the student has choice of what they would like to pick. And of course, we work really hard to get the Macintosh to be one of the choices. This is one such school. And I challenge you to find the PCs in the audience. Now, if you take all of this, the success in retail, the success in education, over the 4-year growing faster than the market, maybe the best way to distill this down into one simple chart to show that momentum is to look at the total units that we've shipped. We added 800,000 in 2006, 1.8 million to clear the 7 million mark in 2007. And now in 2008, through the first 3 fiscal quarters, we've already equaled all of 2007. This is momentum, and that is the state of the Mac. Thank you.